Namaste, and welcome to Namaste Today in the Zodiac Weather. My name is Christopher Witecki, your sensei to Sirius Joy. Thank you so much for joining me today. This show is for Tuesday, September 30th, 2014, and I'm happy to report that Step 7, I Sense, rules the day. Now, if you're just joining me, thank you so much. Welcome to Namaste Today. One of the things that I teach is that there are 11 steps to Sirius Joy, and there are 12 states of awareness. There are 12 states of being aware on Earth, and we're commonly familiar with many of these. Our thinking state, our emotional state, these are states that we're very well familiar with. But we also have an I sense state of awareness. This is the psychic state of awareness, and this is our connection to the other side, if you will. This is a special consciousness that allows us to unplug from the harshness of reality and go into a compassionate, forgiving vibration. It's an eternal peace that we're all built with, whether we're aware of it or not. Just like a person can be born a genius and not educated and not be aware of the fact that they're a genius. You can have so many capabilities you're unaware of until someone points it out, namely Jesus Christ, or the beginning of the age of Pisces. A lot of people ask me, hey Chris, are we going into the age of Aquarius this lifetime? We're not. Why? Well, we haven't graduated the age of Pisces. The consciousness that was introduced by Christ and that whole direction was to introduce the fact that God is with us all the time. There is always a spiritual presence with us right alongside the human condition. And in the astronumerology, this is step 7. This is connecting to our psychic spirit and our self-compassion, our self-mercy, lots of things like this. So before we get into how to connect to Creator, let's first tame our brain with the phrase of the day. I am ready and listening to my eternal peace. I am ready and listening to my eternal peace. Basically, if you're a person that has a hard time meditating, and you always say, my mind, I can't get it to quiet down, that I hear all the time, and I was one of those people, by the way, then this is what you say to your mind. I am ready and listening to my eternal peace. The mind's job is to listen to the peaceful feeling inside of you. And believe it or not, that peaceful vibration, if you get quiet and close your eyes, everybody has it. You can't be born without it, I don't think. Just like we have tonsils, and we're not sure what those are for, right? So today, I am ready and listening to my eternal peace. This will prepare you for today's vibrations. Now, the step of the day is step 7. That is I sense. That's the part where we check in with God, Creator, energy outside of ourselves, disconnect from reality to see if any more information comes in that might be of service. Now, today the moon is in Sagittarius and it crossed Mars yesterday. So today, emotions are very high up in the sense that they are dreamy. They are looking for a story that has not been told yet. And I think this has a lot to do with the cycles and circles of the planets. Saturn's heading for Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is ready to go, ready to change, ready to try things out, the vibration. And we'll have an official kind of call to this Sagittarius vibration. But the reason why I bring it up today is because some of the images or emotions that might come up to you in meditation might be the future. That's because we are moving into a very Sagittarius energy here shortly. Now, by tonight's skies, emotions will become serious. And that's because we're starting to emotionally project the possibilities. The moon will be crossing the galactic center as well. So we literally are connecting to God, Creator energy in the highest form in the next 24 hours. And I think it's important. I'm going to talk about in Sensei Sunrise why I believe that we're getting this now. But let's first look at the chakras. Now, when it's I sense, it's super simple. Yonk, yonk. It is the crown chakra that we are connecting to. And we are carrying light through the crown and all the way through our other chakras, incidentally. The moon is in I believe, which is, again, kind of lighting up the future and our third eye and our visions. So our emotions may lead to vision very easily. And when you bring your heart on board, which is your creativity, you see visions a lot. So if you do meditate today, you might see some visions easily by surrendering to your heart and surrendering to what you want to see, what your heart wants to see. If you want to promote your higher vibrations today, wear violet. Violet is a good thing to do when you want to stay high vibration. That's why royalty used to wear it. It brings them into the spirit. So the sun today is at step 7 Libra, and the good thing about Libra is the consciousness, we talked about this yesterday, of giving and receiving. So when you add a dash of 7 to the Libra vibration, we almost automatically give and receive to the other side. So remember when you were a kid, we'll talk about this in Sensei Sunrise, but remember when you were a kid and you used to just be staring out the window thinking of nothing? Like out of the school bus, not thinking of anything. There was a certain vibration you were in and your mind was quiet. You were meditating, my friend. And so we want to move into that state today to get some information. Now, this is what is getting a little crazy with the story. The sun will be opposing Uranus for the next 14 days. This is a 14-day trial, where really what we're doing is we're ascending our Libra energy, so we're changing the way what we think of as fair or not fair. But what is in the way is our own ego, the ego that got us through all of our challenges, the ego that kept us going. That ego is in the way. So technically, this is the sun versus our own ego. Now, Uranus is what is forcing us to innovate our egos, and it's at a joy quest of 5 from step 14. So what that means literally is that our ego is waiting for a change of orders, a change of order in your mind, for your mind to say, okay, that's it, we're not fighting this anymore, we're fighting that. And a lot of the, quote, Libra struggle is actually about getting around this ego Uranus, which I started to introduce as the boogeyman just a couple of days ago. So in today's Zodiac Weather, I'll be talking about how to get around this and what I think each sign is trying to get around. Now, Jupiter is at step 15, which is really beautiful. That means mindful of our love. And so right now, being mindful of our own love, being connected to our own loving self is highly supported by Jupiter, which means resources, teachers come in when you need them. And Mercury has moved ahead to step 1 in Scorpio. Step 1 is think for yourself, think for your own love. And Mercury will retrograde October 5th for those who are concerned about signing contracts or buying things. But as of now, our thoughts are on self-protection, and they should be, don't worry. And then lastly, Venus herself has crossed the border into Libra. So Venus in Libra means she is home. All right, Venus rules Libra. So Venus is like a big concentrated amount of Libra in space. And having Venus there at step 1 means that the channels are open for us to love ourselves and to give and receive love from ourselves. It's also trining Pluto, which means that as we love ourselves, we are changing the rules. We are rewriting our own history. We are rewriting our own constitution. And so be advised that this is not what you have done in the past if you are doing it right. And this brings us to our Sensei Sunrise, which I am bringing the lotus flower to. Isn't that beautiful? So the lotus flower is magical because, if you don't know, it's popular in many spiritualities, but it's a flower that will blossom in the middle of a swamp, and that really represents Creator, God, and the potential. So first of all, before we get into our today's gong and the depth of the talk, let's first talk about how to get into step 7. If you remember correctly, the easiest way to open up your intuition is to be mindful of your feelings. And when you're mindful of your feelings, your psychic awareness will automatically pour through. It's true. I've been doing this a long time. I've also had a lot of practice, thousands of readings, literally. And so I'm really starting to get the hang of it. And I think the biggest problem I had with my psychic awareness was the fact that it was so clear and obvious and in front of my face. I just couldn't believe it was that simple and true. So today, whatever comes to you, the channels are very much open to the higher realms. And today is a phenomenal day to be mindful of your feelings and see what comes up. You might get some interesting images. In fact, that brings us now to today's gong. Today's gong is, what did God say? Now, the truth is there is a Creator. I believe that in my whole heart. I know it, I've seen it, I've experienced it, tasted it, had so many miracles in my life. It's true. You don't have to be in a near-death experience to connect to Creator. I think that's what Christ's point was, is that we have this extra help alongside the experience. Imagine if the astronauts went to the moon and they did not hear Houston talking to them in their headset. That's what it is with God. God is talking to us like Houston, like NASA. And we're just bouncing around the moon like, who's saying that? Oh, I guess that's my imagination. Truthfully, we have this eternal peace inside of us. And I have found that we have this extra information that comes along with us that is always telling us the truth. The truth as in the way it actually is right now. Sometimes my clients can't handle the truth. That's a big part of it. We ignore it like, no, I don't want to see that my marriage is going to end. No, I don't want to see it's going to be this way. Right? And that part of you that doesn't want to see something, that's the ego we have to try to get around. But today, I say, what did God say? When you were mindful of your feelings, what images come up? Accept and receive them. We are very blessed and supported by the light and by love. And it's okay, when you die, you'll see Creator loved you. So if you don't know, you will, but you can know now. And the truth is it's time to graduate the age of Pisces. To get to Aquarius, each human being, or 51%, will need to become aware of their psychic ability to come online, to bring the earth up. It is each of you that is a crystal, my friend. Each of you is the one actually ascending the earth by you allowing this information into your being and bringing it into consideration before you take your next action. That's what today is about. Today the question for ourselves is there anything else I need to feel whole? And see what comes up. Meditate on that, and I'll be right back after this. Okay, my friends, pointing out a couple things at Soulmart. That's our little spiritual depot for help. For one, the Megascope Monthlies. Rent and watch yours. If you haven't got one, please come down and get one. Please come down and watch it. Please see what I've done for you. I've got all the dates lined up. I've got everything powerfully punched into it, into this little 30-minute video that will help you through a very, very challenging moment, especially if you're not meditating and looking at what God's saying. So come on down to soulmart.me for that, and you'll see that I'm a great help. Your new best friend on video. But before you get your Megascope Monthly, let's take a look at the moods of each of your brothers and sisters. And today we're looking at the part of their ego they're trying to get around, starting with the Scorpios. Sunny and manifesting today for the Scorpios, you're trying to see around the day-to-day battles. So you got to put the day-to-day battles down and see around that. That's my advice. It's in the moment. The Leos, partly sunny and creative today. You need to see around the ancient beliefs. Leos are very romantic about holidays and all sorts of things. But you know, your ancient beliefs, that's probably what's in the way. Step 2 is the Cancers, partly sunny and hyper aware of their surroundings today. You need to see around your childhood view of the future. So Cancers, they get romantic, sentimental too. Like, oh, when I grow up, I'm going to marry 2.5 children. No. It's like, no, that's actually what's in the way is your vision of the future. It might be old school. Step 3, the Sagittarius is sunny and cool with the moon in their sign. Time to see around the old reputation or the old role on earth. And this is hard for Sagittarius because they walk into a place and they are the party. Well, now you're a new party. In fact, it might be that vision of what you are that's in the way. Step 4, the Aquarius is sunny and social today. Time to see around the old mental scripting. So Aquarius is, you can't describe it. I mean, I try to understand how Aquarius think, but it's like super lightning fast and very bizarre. But whatever it is, needs to be something new. Gemini, step 5, sunny and balancing today. Time to see around the old social view. All right, so you saw yourself as this in society? You always thought you're this? No, that's the issue. You're not. Step 6, the Librans. Cloudy, pensive, introverted today. Time to see around the old ideas of marriage and partnership. Spelled that wrong. But still, it's that your view of what a relationship is might be what's in the way. Step 7, the Pisces, sunny and professional. Time to see around the old way of seeing yourself as valuable or your self-esteem. So it's like, I feel good about myself because I'm always the easygoing one. Find a new reason. Step 8, Capricorns, cloudy and spiritual today. Time to see around your emotional limitations. So for Capricorns, believe it or not, they get kind of anxious. They stand on that ledge, but the whole time they're going, ah. So you got to kind of get over your little ah. Step 9, the Aries. Cloudy and learning today. This is a funny one, but it's so true. It's time to see around your way of seeing it. For Aries, it's literally whatever you think it is, it's not. That's what I would think, and that's going to help you find adjustment. Step 10, the Tauruses, partly sunny and private. Time to see around your first relationship to God. So true right now, I got to tell you. Totally seeing a new relationship to Creator. Maybe you can see yourself in my videos. Step 11, the Virgos, cloudy, nesting, and resting today. Time to see around the poor man's boundaries. Now, what do I mean by that? I'll explain real quick. Virgos tend to have, they just will not at all even go to the party if they're afraid of having a drink. They'll just not even talk to the person because they're afraid it will lead to something else. Those are poor man's low resolution boundaries. And those certainly work, but they're not allowing you to see things I think you need to see. That's what I think that is. All right, so now easing on down to the Lightworker Parade. What do we got walking in light today? We've got the third episode, the Avoiding Cancer series. How dental feelings, particularly mercury, actually we think they cause cancer. So find out with Venus Prime Health with Damon Perry. That follows after this video. Don't forget I released a new episode of Skip Jennings. This one's very important to watch. What blocks our minds? He will help you with the mind games in this. My mom has pulled the tarot card of Justice, which is just too ironic because the sun is in Libra, but go read what she had to say. She's at soulgarden.tv in the super blog section. And don't forget to watch or rent or buy your Megascope Monthly, available at soulmart.me. Be so kind and do subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and on Facebook you can be our friend. I do a lot of random posts of things and extra information at soulgarden.me, and please join our mailing list at soulmart.me. I'll send you an email every day at 4 a.m. Of course, the greatest gratitude is to tell your friends and family about soulgarden.tv. By spreading the word of light, you are helping us in the greatest way. We thank you ahead of time for that. And this brings us to the Sirius Joy Song of the Day. That's what I'm going to call this. So this is a Sirius Joy Song of the Day. So when you fall into a little bit of rut, you can do a little Serious Joy. And this one is a funny one. It's The Police. Remember this song? Message in a Bottle. Which to me, when you're praying to God, sometimes that's what it feels like, just this message in a bottle. You're just sending off. So I thought it was a good one. I love Sting. By the way, Sting is a Libra, a Step 12 Libra. Step 12s are natural born teachers. So if I were to talk to Sting, I'd be like, you're a teacher really, aren't you? And I'd be willing to say he would gravitate to that. But this is a great song. I love it. It really speaks to the angst. I'll send an SOS to the world. Hope someone gets my message. But my favorite line in this song is when he's singing it's a year has been since I wrote my note. I should have known from the start. You can hear his anguish on the island. I should have known. Sting's a genius. He has a great way of bringing across the human emotion, I think. So enjoy The Police, a little retro for you. And I will see you in 24 hours, my friend. Remember, I love you. Ask God what God has to say. And until then, live, love, be.